from Raleigh. What fruits are allowed and what should be avoided on keto? And what stage can you have more fruits included? I say pretty much berries are your friend. When you're at the very beginning, 20 grams or less, if you're doing like an induction phase, you probably just want to keep those out entirely. But it's going to depend on the weight loss. A lot of people can lose weight under 50 grams.
That's correct.
Carbohydrates
Yes,
a day.
that's right.
And in which case,
and there's other factors. I mean, let's say you're exercising regularly. Well, that really is going to allow you to have more carbohydrate and still be in ketosis and lose weight versus someone who doesn't exercise.
Right.
So it's if you're the bottom line, Daniel, is that if you're testing your ketones, you'll know the answer to this question. Okay, it goes back to that N of 1 concept. Okay, I've known people that at 75 grams of carbohydrate, 80 grams of carbohydrate, are able to lose weight fine. But usually they're the kind of people who are 5 times a week doing some form of exercise, and the kind of carbohydrate matters. I mean, just spooning sugar into your mouth is going to get you out of ketosis because it. But if you have the berries, for example, okay, and let's say you had 2 or 3 cups of berries total throughout the day, you're going to reach that 75 gram mark if you have some vegetables and other things in there. But those don't rapidly absorb.
Right.
And so you don't get this huge spike in your blood sugar and the huge spike in the insulin level. And it's the huge spike in the insulin level that keeps you out of ketosis. Okay. And that's what you're trying to avoid. So, if you put some berries, for example, on a piece of cardboard and eat it, now it's really going to absorb slow, right?
Don't do that. We're not recommending that.
So, but think of that concept, you see. This is, by the way, why our ancestors, see, they could eat grain and they would still be in ketosis. It was genetically different, but one of the things that they couldn't refine it. So their bread was much more like a piece of cardboard. That's why I kind of always say this. And it absorbed really, really slow. Okay. I mean, you wouldn't be able to sell much of this stuff in the store today because people can go over for the softer stuff. Who wants to chew something really hard and difficult to chew when they can get the soft bread, right? So this soft bread business is something that is like the spooning the sugar. This is going to get you out of ketosis a lot quicker. So the berries, sometimes the sour apples might be another thing. Those Granny Smith apples. There's not a lot of sugar in either one of those, and the fiber and stuff prevents the absorption really fast. So I would say that if you're trying to get under 20, skip it altogether. If you're over 20, I'd test your ketones, and as long. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm going through
technical difficulty. Even happens on the space shuttle. So it's not just unique to us, right?
So we were talking about fruit. Not sure if some of that got cut out. Talking about fruit on keto. Berries are good. The more tart apples are going to be okay. Some people find the tart grapefruit works all right. The other thing I talk about too is some people say, but I want different fruit than that. And I say, well, I think the quantity is going to matter. So like a half a banana or a quarter banana versus a whole big old banana, and eating it in the context of a meal that also has, or a snack that also has protein and fiber. Maybe some healthy fat. And again, that goes back to when you eat something more refined or you eat something that's high in carbohydrate by itself, the blood sugar is going to go up very quickly.
That's right.
And then it's going to drop. And that's when we have cravings and hunger and issues controlling our weight. So the consumption with something like cheese or full fat Greek yogurt or some nuts or on a salad, it's going to be more of a slow, low rise of blood sugar. And there's not going to be as much of a crash off of it. So that's also important to remember too.
That is exactly
right. I say fruit is like a condiment. And don't have watermelon for dinner, even though in this state, I think a lot of people, when it comes into season, that can happen. It can be delicious and people love their watermelon here, I know, but have it as a light dessert right after dinner or with your dinner instead.